Hello and welcome to the Synectics Solutions Insurance Fraud Trends video for the first half of 2018. This video will lead you through the trends and typologies that our financial crime intelligence team have identified so far this year, which members of the National SIRA syndicate have been experiencing. Firstly, the volume of all insurance records submitted is up 10% compared to the same period last year, with claims records increasing by 43% and policy records increasing by just 6%. Insurance adverse volumes, which includes records set to fraud, inconsistency and suspect, have only increased by 1%, with claims adverse increasing by 7%. Interestingly, policy adverse volumes have decreased by 1%. As with the finance industry, identity fraud is a growing concern. So far for 2018, there have been 12,600 insurance records set to identity fraud. Organised fraud accounted for 58% of insurance claims and 51% of insurance policy fraud. Now let's take a look at the fraud rates and types for some insurance products. Nearly half of motor claims fraud was due to fictitious, phantom and staged incidents. 62% of the adverse marked was due to ghost passengers. Inception fraud, usually where a person is deceived as to the nature of what they are signing, contributed to a further 18% of adverse, with the main reasons recorded being current address impersonation. This type of fraud could either be as a result of the named drivers being a claims risk, or the policy has been set up to perpetrate claims fraud. For motor policies, identity fraud featured highly, accounting for 37% of the total adverse recorded. Applicants providing false identity information was the main cause of these high rates. We've seen an increase in organised fraud for both motor policies and claims, specifically a 4% increase for policies and a 6% increase for claims. 38% of household claims adverse was due to inception fraud, with a record 71% of this being linked to altered documentation and failure to validate information. Inception fraud accounted for 80% of household policy adverse, of which 54% of this was marked as policy misrepresentation, usually a false statement. When considering commercial claims, fictitious claims accounted for 23% of all commercial insurance fraud, with fabricated incidents being amongst the top reasons filed. And finally, inception adverse, usually where a person is deceived as to the nature of what they are signing, accounts for 48% of all commercial policy fraud. The main reasons for filing was due to known intelligence on a fraud ring operation. Thanks for watching our latest fraud trends update. We hope that these insights will enable you to shape and evolve your future fraud prevention and detection strategies. As ever, please get in touch with our experts on these channels if you need any advice.